And you're alive.
You guys will need to provide something for your nose cone, which I'll get later. You guys might need some cardboard, which I'm going to try to get rid of all those boxes over there. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to bring any cardboard between here and there. Let's see, what else? I don't know. Like a grocery bag, which I'll get here in a little bit. But yeah, pretty much beside that, the engine will be provided for you and everything else. We have a multitude of these paper towel type of little knobbers back there in the back. You're definitely welcome to take one to use. You could bring something from the home that's a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, whatever. I wouldn't go any shorter than this because these engines are pretty powerful. The ones that we're going to provide are Estes C65 engines, which are pretty powerful. The 6, they're two-stage engines. The 6 means that they're going to go up. They're going to thrust for 6 seconds before they apex out the top of their flight. It's going to wait 5 seconds before it does the second phase, which is going to eject the chute from the rocket, okay? So this is the fuselage. This is the first step of what you need to do here, okay? I'm going to put the fuselage down, okay? Now, first thing you're going to need to do, that's cute. You hear the little ping in the background? That's fun, guys. Lol. Okay. Now, I'm going to suggest that you guys go ahead and cut about a 1/4 inch off the top of here because, and there's a reason why, okay? You see that? You can, I think you can go in by going like that. You can just scroll in or whatever. Okay, just don't make me look uglier than I am. I won't go there. Okay, but anyways, you guys are gonna have to roll this up. Leave a little bit out of the bottom there. You guys see that? A little bit out of the bottom. All right. Leave a little bit out of the bottom. Roll this up. Okay. You guys are. Oh, by the way, you're gonna be provided an index card, which I'll give you today. Okay. And then when you're done, after you've done that, you got to fold this over the top because otherwise the engine will thrust up that way and just come straight out the top of the engine block, okay? All right, and that would be fun. No, it wouldn't be fun because I don't want my face taken off this year yet. You know, it's too early in the year for my face. Okay? Now, you got to be sure you have a little bit of hole in there so that the second phase can go ahead and, eject the chute, all right? Once you got that down, you need to fold this over. Put a little bit of hot glue, a bead of hot glue around it, okay? Got what I'm saying? All right, now to hold this together, I'm gonna get some Elmer glue, like the school glue type of stuff. Put a bead of that and then hold it there until it dries, okay? Good enough? So that's the first step right there. Now, we're gonna have to create with this an engine block that's gonna go inside of your fuselage, okay? You are going to take a piece of cardboard, and I thought I had a piece of cardboard, but just imagine having a piece of cardboard, okay? Got a piece of cardboard, and you're gonna need to make your engine block out of cardboard, and here's how it's gonna go. The first step you're gonna do here, take this, put it on the cardboard, trace around it like a, you know what I mean, the size of it, and then cut it out, you know what I'm saying? You have to cut it out. You don't necessarily have to cut it out first, but you got to cut it out. But cut it on the inside so you can slide it up inside the fuselage. Got what I'm saying? Okay. Then you're gonna have to trace around this, and put it in the middle to where it kind of looks like this. You're gonna have to carve that out with an X-Acto knife or a pair of scissors or something like that. You got what I'm saying? Okay. And it's gonna be these little rings. You're gonna have to repeat that 3 times, here's my piece of cardboard that I almost stepped on. That's cute, fun. Okay, that's getting kind of raggedy. I don't know if I'd use, you could do your rings out of that much, but anyways, you gotta do 3 of them, and they're gonna go onto this, your notebook card, which I freaking jacked up already. Yeah, anyways, you put a ring there, and a ring there, all right? And you need to hot glue those rings onto this little knobber right here, okay? And I think that's actually what this is called, a knobber. Okay? Now you obviously, once you got those glued in, it's actually gonna kind of look like this. Here's this right here. Okay? The rings will go kind of like that. You got what I'm saying? And they'll obviously come, like that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be around 3 rings on there. Any questions so far? Yo, what's up?
Doesn't matter how spaced it is.
I would equally space them. Don't put them all the way at the top. Put them about a little bit down, there, middle, and then about there. Okay, good. Makes sense. Once you got all that together after the hot glue dries, and this is all dried, then you need to go ahead and get ready to put your engine block, that's called an engine block right there, into your fuselage. And the way that you'll go about doing that, now if it's too big to fit in your fuselage, no biggie. Trim it down to make it fit. You understand what I'm saying? That's not going to be a problem. You need to line this pretty liberally with Elmer's glue. The reason why I say Elmer's glue, like school glue, is because hot glue went into liquid again, right? And this is going to get very hot. Like these have been on fire before. It's pretty fun. They've caught on fire before. Okay? So you need to line this with Elmer's glue. You need to put your engine block inside of there. Okay? Fit it in. Be sure that it's not tilted like that, because what's going to happen if you have it like that? Yeah, it's going to go over there like that. What sounds is that going to make again? Yeah, very good, very good. Be sure that, exactly. Be sure that's going to be straight up and down. You want it centered inside the fuselage, and you want it going straight up and down, so it'll fly straight up in the air. Make sense? You have it even, if this is straight up and down, you have it even like that, it can end up being a disaster. It can be terrible, okay? All right, so far, we've got a fuselage looking a little bit like this. Okay? And right now you got that part of the engine block slightly out below, probably not that far, but probably like not even a centimeter below that. You need it below that, okay? Now, the last ring that you put in here, after you got it, put a bead of hot glue. Yeah, it could melt, but it also could help solidify it. You need it in there very tight, because if not, the engine block's just going to go off into Timbuktu, and your rocket will stay there and just burn to trash, okay? Sound like a plan? You're welcome. All right, so we good so far? All right, the next step you guys will need to do is build wings. Wings to put on the side of this. And you've got options here. I don't care how many wings you put on here, but I guarantee you need to put more than one. Could you imagine one wing on the side like that? What do you think is going to happen if you build it with one wing on the side? Yeah. Okay. I think you might need more than two, like one on each side. That hasn't worked too well either. I would say a minimum of 3 wings. 4 is good too. I think what? 16 wings? Yeah, probably not so much. I would also suggest don't put any crazy wings way the heck up here. Doesn't work too well. The only ones I've seen work are probably about like this big. And you don't have to make them right triangles. Me personally, I would just probably go about like this. Let's see here. I would probably just make wings probably about like, I like right triangles, they're fun. You can trace them out 3 or 4 times or whatever you gotta do. Now, would it be easier to make 4 wings or 3? What do you think? 3? Think about if you space them. How many degrees, each degrees, do you have to space them if you're doing 3? Huh? No, think about it. It's 360 around, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 120 degrees.
120. That's kind of hard to deal with, right? What about if you did 4 of them? 90, right? Boom and boom, opposing each other. That kind of takes a lot of guesswork out. Not telling you how to do it, just an idea. You can do 3 because that one advantage 3 has is that it has less weight. Okay. Now, with that being said, you don't want little wings about like this size right here. Yeah, it's not going to work too well. You also don't want any wings that are probably looking like this right here. And run. You probably don't want that right there. How'd that go again? Okay, run. Okay, good. All right, now you guys see this? Note that on my drawing here that this is below where the engine's coming out. The reason why I say that, you guys see you don't have to put it up there. You guys see my pad up there, my launch pad? Yeah, that's gonna go ahead and that's what I launch it with. It's gotta be able to sit on the launch pad in order for it to work. Does that make sense? Okay? So you need to have it a little bit more, and I gotta put a little igniter into the bottom of this engine in order for it to work. You feel what smell what I'm stepping in there? Picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, all that good stuff. Okay, once you guys got the wings, I would hot glue them on. Okay, it'll work out just fine. Be sure they're good on there, good and tight. Now, so we've got the wings, we've got the fuselage, we've got the engine block in. Okay, now, shoot, let's see what I got here. Oh yes, I got everything that I need in my life. But one thing you guys got to provide here is some way of having a parachute. This is just a regular grocery bag you get from Walmart, Fry's, whatever. Okay, this will work. You can make something else for it. Yeah, but you got to have something for your parachute. Now, you'll take a piece of string, which I had a few minutes ago. Oh, well, yeah, there it is. It's over here. Sorry, this one, okay. Shoot. You're going to have to attach this parachute to the, you're going to have to attach this to the fuselage. So you'll put one end of the string and hot glue it in there. Okay? You'll probably put this other end through these two, just kind of like that. You guys see what I'm saying? This other end, you're probably wondering what the heck's going to go on the other end? Well, that's where you got to build a nose cone. Okay, you got to build a nose cone, something that's going to be able to sit on the inside of here, kind of snug, but not too snug because it's got to eject the parachute. You follow what I'm saying? Okay? A couple things that you could build nose cones out of. You could use an index card and build a cone. That's fine, but you got to be sure that it stays on there. So I build a little some way that it stays somewhat. You can use, like an Easter egg. You know what I'm saying? Like those little plastic Easter eggs that you get for Easter. Fun times. Yeah, lol. Yeah, you can do that. Those are very aerodynamic. I've seen little tiny cups like that. Yeah, you can use those too. Not very aerodynamic, but nonetheless, sometimes they've been successful. You got to find a way to make it so they'll sit there kind of snug. Sometimes I put a little piece of cardboard in a ring type, so it'll kind of sit in there, kind of snug like that. You'll probably hear it. Bell like that. Yeah, something like that. Okay, that was not a call on line 6. I'm at work today, thanks. Okay, so you guys got what we're saying there? Are we making sense so far? That's great that's going to be on the video. Okay, so yeah, you need that. But first, you need to take this. I'm just going to drop that just for these purposes right now. Okay, that's great. You need to be able to shove this in here. Before that, you'll grab a little piece of flame retardant butt wipe, aka tissue. You'll shove that in there to kind of buffer the blast. Then you'll put your parachute in there. I'd probably put it kind of uniformly in there. Don't just shove it in there and make it so tight that it can't get out, okay? So you'll shove this in there. Got some air in there. Ooh, that should be a good parachute. Okay, put it in there and then put your nose cone on the top of it. Do we make sense? Okay, now on each wing you'll have, there'll be little crevices between the wing and the fuselage, kind of like that. You guys also need to get some straws. Somebody can bring like a bunch of straws. You guys can cut them in half. Probably about that much straw you need to put on the side. Glue it to the side of your fuselage because there's a rod there that's on the launch pad that it's got to go through to kind of sit on to kind of keep it from just falling over from the wind and whatnot. Does that make sense? Okay, do we make sense so far? What questions do you guys have? Talk to me, seriously. Yeah, what's up?
You said for the engine it has to be like less than 7 meters sticking out.
Yeah, around that. It's just a guess. If you want to put it way down, actually I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't put it any more than about that. I mean, sometimes they're flush with it and it's really not a big problem, but this definitely has to be lower than the engine. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? What you got?
You said that sometimes they'll get like really hot where they like burn and stuff like that?
Yeah. Usually poorly constructed rockets, that happens.
Okay, I was just wondering if it had anything to do with anything.
Yeah, if you hastily construct it, it'll suck like that. Bottom line, you guys are responsible. Each of you guys are responsible for one rocket. You guys are responsible for the engineering of the rocket. You guys want it to be able to balance. You don't want a whole bunch of weight on this side and nothing on this side because it'll guarantee you to go, yeah. Okay? And it'll probably make that noise too. Yeah, what's up?
For the rings circle going
Yeah.
around the engine, What was it that you put in between this to stick it on?
Oh, yeah, hot glue that in.
And didn't you say that hot glue on?
Yeah.
Didn't that burn?
Yeah.
So like, how's it work that?
You can't, well, just mice, yeah, you're right. True, very true, good point there. I guess you could hot glue your thing in, you know, this in there.
Yeah.
I think that's just actually tougher because you're shoving this in there. Actually, that's why it is. Hot glue the rings on, okay? It may, but it's gonna be so quick that all it's gotta do is survive the rust.
So hot glue pretty much everything.
Hot glue everything, but I would honestly, I would put school glue on the inside of here, because how the heck are you gonna glue the top with hot glue when it's already up in there? That's why I said that. I forgot why I even said that, so thanks for bringing that to the forefront, that's good. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Good question. I kind of thought about that while I was saying, I was like, what am I talking about? Go ahead,
Okay, so there's a little.
about a minute, guys.
Okay, so it's like that little part, right? And then there's the circle, like you know how you show the circle within a circle?
Yeah.
But then the little circle has to pop down.
Yeah, it's gotta
so-
pop out. You guys gotta, first of all, you cut that out, exacto that out, push it out of there. It's gonna look like a little donut ring.
Okay.
Okay, each of you guys are responsible for one. If you buy one from the Hobby Lobby or something like that, no, you guys have to build one. Also, we'll provide a C65 engine. You guys want a bigger one, you probably want to use something different. They got D, E, F, G sizes. You guys got to go purchase that yourself. You guys probably want to build something a little bit higher. You don't want an E engine also in one of these because it's too small. Just trust me on that. Yeah, go ahead.
So like, what if I have like a leftover tube from a different rocket?
Fine.
Like that's okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine. Or from one that you bought?
Yeah.
No. You got to use raw materials. Yeah, quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, paint them, decorate them, make them pretty, make them ugly, make them look like my face. I don't care. Name them whatever you want to. Okay. What other questions you got? Thank you guys. You want to push stop or exit out? Very good. Thank you.